We'll see if the Mountaineers are able to stop it.
So although it doesn't seem like the best outcome, Mountaineers would love to finish this game in a tie.
With time rolling out, you could definitely say that the Condors are trying to really just keep on the defensive end and just make sure that the Mountaineers don't put another one in the back of the net.
Seems like they've been trying to play more passive, but it's very hard to do against this Mountaineers team. They play some of the best defense. They've allowed 2 goals, but defense has still been very solid. They had the one mishap on the second goal, but the first goal came on a free kick. Not much the defense could do there.
I would say it's just one of those shots where Samantha wasn't able to reach in the top of the bins, but I don't see that shot going in again if it was to happen.
No, it seemed like she
Caught her by surprise, possibly.
Yeah, she knew it was coming, but those are the ones where
You think you got it, and you just don't sometimes.
Sometimes at those high ones, it looks like it could be going over the net, so you're unsure to jump or not.
Very unsure.
She did get a piece of it, though, but still made it through.
And just like that, great through pass.
Glogowski will clear it out.
Great skill use up by Cardona.
Glassbergen through the Jans.
Through the Jans. Hopefully put one in the back of net. And just like that, golazo. And just like that, the Mountaineers put one in the back of net. And this game is tied.
Are they calling it an offside? So the goal is disallowed on an offside call. That is a huge blow to the Mountaineers here. Just as they thought that Jans got her second goal in the equalizer, referee blows the whistle, calls it back on an offside. It's hard to see from this angle, but it looked good from here.
It did look good from this angle, but the Mountaineers are definitely going to have to bounce back and dig a little deeper.
It seemed like that right there was their opportunity. So let's see if they can dig it out and try and get another one. Mountaineers just need to make sure that that blow will not put them down for the game. As you can see, they already just played through adversity and had the opportunity to tie the game. You know it's capable to do it again.
It definitely does seem that the Condors are playing a lot more aggressive and really going in for some loose balls and some slides. Playing quite the risky game during these critical times. And huge save by Samantha Duhan. Hopefully the Mountaineers are able to use this momentum and to accumulate another goal. A little scruff up, but the Condors were manageable to get the ball.
It's looking like they'll send it back to the keeper here. Looking to reset.
Little reset from the Condors, but the Mountaineers are definitely on the offensive prowl and want to put another one in the net. They are very hungry, as you can see.
Tackle, the ball stays in bounds. That ball will sail back.
And with a failed clearance, it will be
A corner.
Mountaineers' ball.
So great opportunity coming here for the Mountaineers on a corner. Looking to tie the game.
If I had to put my money on it, I would definitely say that DiFrancesco is about to put one in the back of the net.
Jans' shot is blocked.
Oh,
Great
unlucky.
falling and sliding shot attempt there, but
Sadly, not enough.
yet again, Jans putting on another shot on goal.
Still going back to that goal that was called off, I would say that the Mountaineers are even more hungry than ever with this amount of immense pressure to the Condors.
See, most teams, after a goal getting called back like that, they get put down. But I think this team is going to use that. I think that'll be their fuel to know that they can tie this game.
A bit of skill shown by the Condors.
Great move right there by Blazik.
Some give and goes shown, but sadly the ball was out a little too far. Maybe it was Summer Conestoga. She would have been able to get it.
Pass too far to Jans there.
And with some late game subs, this could be what the Mountaineers need to make a great game changer.
So Lammers, another one of their skillful strikers, will sub in, and Sokaz will come out. So it seems like Sokaz, one of their midfielders, will be taken out for Lammers, who is normally one of their strikers. Seems like Mohawk is going to play a more offensive game here in the last 15 minutes.
And with a bit of skill right there, you see the Condors attempt to put one in the back of the net, but nope, the Mountaineers are just right there. Huge ball by Lauren Snyder. This could be the one.
I think I've already said it about 5 times this game, but Sophie Main clears it out. She has been on the end of every big defensive play for the Condors.
I would definitely say that Sophie Main is a huge game changer for the Condors on the defensive end. Definitely is the reason why the Mountaineers weren't able to put a few chances in the net.
If it weren't for her, this score might be 6-2 for the Mountaineers. So, incoming corner kick here.
Corner kick could be a huge game changer. But it will remain the Mountaineers' ball.
Mountaineers looking to inbound it quickly and keep their offensive rush on.
Lauren Snyder with a great throw-in, but a huge clearance by the Condors.
And that ball will still stay in. Makes it all the way past the Mountaineers bench.
late in the game, I would definitely say at these dire moments, the Mountaineers they really got to put all they have, all their grit and grind.
Yeah. So we're here in the 80th minute, so about 10 minutes remain. Mountaineers need to put all of their energy and fight this game out. They're looking to avoid their first loss of the season. So the referee, with a foul call there, seemed like both bodies came into each other. Clean play in my eyes.
And the placement of this foul does seem about the place where, if I'm not mistaken, this is about the spot where the Condors did score on their last attempt, last free kick. Maybe they want to repeat history and do it again. But this time, like I said earlier, Samantha Duhan, those type of shots won't work two times.
Mountaineers looking to make a nice counterattack right here. A lot of the players pinned down. A little bit of miscommunication on that pass. That was a great opportunity with most of Mohawk's offensive players already up. A lot of the Condors players were pinned down for the free kick in front of the net. But it seemed like the rush just stopped on a bad pass.
Great show of skill from the Mountaineers. Definitely looking to start on an offensive attack.
Condors will just kind of dump it deep. Try to waste some time here.
Late in the match, it could be game strategy that the Condors, once the ball is deep in their ends, just clear it. Not really making a pass, but just for the clearance. But right now, we are seeing that the Mountaineers have the opportunity to put one in the back of the net, and just a bit over the top.
You can tell anytime Jans is near that ball, she's doing her best to take it all the way.
Definitely trying her best to help her team out.
Looking to put her third ball in the back of the net, but only the second one that would count, hopefully.
Conestoga subs number 6, Emma Patton for number 19.
Huge pressure from the Mountaineers. With time running out, there's not much opportunities left. Hopefully they're able to capitalize.
Floating past to Glassbergen, looking to cross.
Huge block by the Condors, but Mountaineers do retain possession. This could be the opportunity. And no, the Condors did clear, but nope. DiFrancesco with the great possession holding. A lot of tiki-taka with the Mountaineers, really trying to find one and put back in the net. Just scoping for an opportunity.
Not sure if that was the best opportunity for the Mountaineers there. Lamb was the little off-balance shot. Slow dribbler to Glagowski. But I guess when you have an opening in this part of the game, you have to take it.
Just like Wayne Gretzky said, you miss 100% of the shots you do not take.
So another substitution here, as Kuparaji will come in for Grayley. So another offensive player, more of a wing midfielder in Kuparaji coming in for the defender.
This
Grayley.
could be the opportunity that the Mountaineers have been looking for.
And the shot hits the crossbar and out.
It just seems to be one of those unlucky days. Could just be the wind. Too much turbulence.
I think that might be the best opportunity they've had so far in these trailing times. I just know this place would have erupted if that ball was in.
The Mountaineers are doing everything possible to put one in the back of the net. But the Condors are showing a lot of pressure. They definitely want to retain their lead. But this could be the opportunity. The chance.
Seemed like she was taken down. Ball deflected, though.
Unlucky.
So Lammers will take the corner.
Four minutes of regulation time remains.
And with 4 minutes remaining in the match.
So it seems like Lammers will probably just do a soft tapping on the corner and let Epp send in the cross.
This cross could be all that the Mountaineers are able to produce. But sadly, it was not effective.
Cross attempt was just too far to the right. Referee is calling for another corner.
We do not see this too often, but the ref is calling for a redo.
I'm assuming he thought the ball was tipped by the defender. Cross is up. The header is in!
Golazo! And this is what the Mountaineers do. Just like that. It's not
What
done
a
until the
cross
game is
and
over.
what a header.
Superb goal. Great header from these ladies.
So in the 87th minute, the Mountaineers fight back and tie this game.
You can never, ever count out these Mountaineers.
They've had the chances. You've seen them. Off the crossbar, offside. A few great saves by Gagowski, but
And just right now,
I
they're
mean, she
receiving
can't stop them all.
huge pressure from the Mountaineers. Definitely wanting to hold on to this tie and possibly put another one in the back of the net.
So there's about 2 minutes remaining in regulation time. I'm assuming there's probably going to be about 2 minutes of stoppage time. So in these 4 minutes, I'm wondering if both teams will play very aggressive and try and pick out the win, or if the Mountaineers will try and play it passive and come out of this game with a tie. But I'd just like to say, what a corner right there by Janelle Lammers. Placed it perfectly.
By number 18, Alyssa Glassbergen, assisted by number 11, Janelle Lammers.
So it is Glassbergen that scores the equalizer here. But what a perfectly placed ball on that corner.
Great pass, even greater goal. Just when people thought they were down and out, the Mountaineers were able to strike back.
So I'm not sure what did happen on that recall for that corner kick, but wow, was that a pivotal moment in this game.
Huge, huge moment. In the game of football, there's always times where you see stranger things.
So there was a handball on the play.
But this free kick could be, just like the corner, a huge game changer in this match.
So it seems like she's about 35 yards out. So to place this behind DeHaan, it would have to be a perfect strike. But be aware for any deflections if you're the Mohawk Mountaineers defense.
It seems that something could be happening on the field with Condor players.
I'm not sure if there was a card given out here.
Possibly leg cramps by
Well, the Condors players are complaining, and it seems like they are asking for a card. I'm not sure what happened while they were setting up. If there was any contact. They seem pretty displeased. That is Coestani that was down. I'm assuming there was some contact between the players trying to establish position.
I'm assuming things got a little bit physical.
Especially on Coestani, their star player.
Huge star player.
So the kick is up. Seems short. Great header to clear it out. And the ball will trickle out on an attempt by Blazic. So we are in extra time now. Mountaineers in their own end will have to play very passive. You don't want to let anything up at this time. Mountaineers bench does not seem pleased with the no call there.
Condors and Mountaineers both fighting for this last game goal.
Yeah.
But a huge interception that occurred just a few moments past by the Mountaineers.
Things seem to be getting a little chippy between the players at this time.
In close games like this, a lot of emotion.
And tempers flaring.
100%.
Smooth header there. Smart move to avoid pressure. That ball will sail out right. Thought that was coming right for our tent. It'll hit off the video board. Nice long throw-in.
Good attempt on a clearance by the Mountaineers, but the Condors were able to get it through.
DiFrancesco there to save the day on a through ball to Coestani. So I'm not sure how many minutes of stoppage time the referee added, but it seems like time will be ending. Whistle is blown by the referee. Yellow card is given. I'm not sure which Condors player that is, but I'm assuming some choice of words were exclaimed to the linesman on the right side of the Condors field.
I'll definitely say that these team leaders got to keep their players' composure managed during these critical times in the match.
Yeah, you don't want to do anything stupid and give the other team a great advantage.
Ooh, huge defensive play by DiFrancesco.
Could have been a little mishap there, the little bump between the players, but...
And just like that, the through ball was given, and this could be what the Mountaineers needed, but no. The Condors were right there to intercept the ball.
Gurgly to clear it out.
But just like that, the Mountaineers are ready and
I
on the prowl.
thought Glassbergen was through. And
This
Jan's
could be-
coming in with the pressure. Glassbergen!
Oh, so
Great
close.
defensive play. And if that's who I think it is, yup. Sophie Main to save the day again. I think that may have been the biggest play of the game for her. Although she's had some highlight reel defensive stops this game, this one coming this late in the game may have been the biggest moment.
Could have been the clutches saved by a player that's not a keeper today.
But Lammers to have a corner kick. I'm assuming this might be the last play of the game here.
Seems that the Mountaineers are trying to repeat history and generate another goal.
Ball off the back of the head of Kuparaji. And that right there will end in a tie. So the Mountaineers took a early 1-0 lead in the second half. But after a quick turn of events, Conestoga decided off the free kick to elect to try and score instead of looking for a deflection, and it paid off. Just a couple minutes later, perfect through ball to Coestani, take a 2-1 lead, and after an offside goal was disallowed, the Mountaineers fight back from adversity and tie this game in the 87th minute.
It does seem that the referee right now is giving out a few yellow cards and red cards actually to
So
the
I'm-
Conestoga players.
I'm assuming that whoever got that yellow card near the end of the game had some more words for the referee. It seemed like she was awarded her second yellow, which will result in a red. But not the ideal turnout in a tie for the Mountaineers, but based on what they had to go through, that was the ideal situation. So Mohawk is now 2-0-4 in the season. They still haven't lost. And the Condors will move to 1-3-2. So not the ideal outcome, but still a great game here for the Mountaineers. So the players will walk off the field now. So after a beautiful game, the Mohawk Mountaineers tie it and come out with a tied finish. So that is all from Tim Hortons Field for the Mohawk women's game. And I'm assuming in about 15 minutes we will come back for the men's game. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah. Life. Life is the only thing we need.
And coming up ahead, we are going to have the Mountaineers men's soccer team face the Conestoga Condors. Now, with the match live, we have the Mountaineers holding possession, getting the keeper involved early in the match. But just like that, Ollie is ready. Oh man, unfortunate early goal by the Condors. Hopefully this one will not affect team morale with the Mountaineers, but definitely not something we were looking forward to.
So just like that, the Condors take a 1-0 lead. You've got to feel for Steinke there. Not much he could do. Seems like a lot of the goals this season have been, let's just say, he's been left for dead by his defense a few times. So not the ideal start for the Mountaineers here. For a team who is 1-0-4 on the season, looking to make a comeback in the standings, that's not the start that you're looking for.
With some understanding, I believe that this game is extremely crucial for the Mountaineers' playoff hopes if they have any aspirations of getting that far. With some stoppage time, it does seem that it will be Mohawk's ball.
Seems like Steinke is being checked up on real quick.
Earlier, he did have a bit of a collision with some of the Condors players. Hopefully, it wasn't too much of an effect on his game, but only time shall tell. It seems that it will be the Condors' ball. With a goal last game, Hamza Salman hopefully puts another one in the back of the net today. Garen Blake with huge defensive pressure. It seems that due to scoring a goal early on in the game, the Condors seem a lot more confident with the ball than the Mountaineers and really trying to hold possession.
I think that early goal kind of shows why Conestoga is 4-0-1 on the season. Still undefeated. They did tie one game, but they are currently second in the Western standings, just behind Humber, who is 5-0. Meanwhile, Mohawk is on the opposite ends of the standing at 1-4 in the bottom of the Western Conference. So this will be a very tough test today.
Huge
for the
clearance by
Mountaineers.
Garen Blake. Doing great, Hamza.
So that ball soared directly into the tent off a bounce.
Just had some great
Nearly took
Mountaineers.
out our live stream setup. But luckily, all wires are intact.
Great player, Garen Blake, showing off some skills right now.
So it seemed like the keeper for Conestoga wanted to get some action on the sideline for us.
But back on number 23, Garen Blake, he is a second year on the Mountaineers team and definitely shows a lot of leadership skills towards the team. Hopefully that we're able to see some goals created today or some chances.
From the games I've seen so far, He does remind me a lot of the women's team's Lauren Snyder.
Very much
They are
so.
both very gritty, and they they get into
And this
every
could be
defensive
what
play.
Hamza needs to put one in the back of the net.
But back to Blake, he is getting for every ball on defense. He puts his body on the line, and he is definitely the general of that back line.
Shows a lot of grit and a lot of grind.
Exactly what you're looking for on a defensive line.
It seems that the Condors right now aren't putting too much pressure, really trying to feel out the game. But it definitely can tell that with them scoring a goal early in the match, it did put some pressure off their backs.
Yeah, you normally look for that first goal as a nice relief, but coming in the first about 30 seconds of the game, that'll really change their game plan and let them feel a lot more relieved.
Mountaineers are applying a lot of pressure, but haven't yet been able to put a good one on the net. And just like that, the Condors do hold possession.
Was a nice little rush attempt by the Mountaineers there. The kind of long through pass. And the,
Huge shot. Great save by
that's Peja Jovicic.
Peja Jovic, Conestoga's men's keeper. Great strike by the Mountaineers, but even a greater save by the Condors.
And that was Nick Tavares, who got the opening and sent a beautiful laser beam strike on goal. But
Wasn't able to put it at the back of the net.
no.
Oh,
Keeper
but
was able to
this
slap it
could be
down.
what is needed. Salmon with the ball. Got tripped off. Ref did not call it. Advantage, it seems.
That was Davison with the nice tackle there. Little misplay for Blake.
Play.
Ball will roll over to the keeper.
Just so the crowd knows, a lot of communication is being announced on the field right now between the Mohawk players. You could definitely see that their team is all structured together and want this win for the school. Huge pressure by the Mountaineers. It seems that the Condors are keeping possession, but the Mountaineers are desperately trying to put one at the back of the net to tie this game up. And if the ball going out of bounds, it will be Mountaineers' ball. With playoffs being just around the corner, the Mountaineers are in desperate need for a win. Hopefully, they are able to use the momentum from the Niagara game
Yeah, their
to
last game.
generate a few goals in this match.
Last game against the Niagara Knights. They came out with their first one of the
Great
season.
skilled by Ian. And just like that, Blake with the ball, running down the sideline, using his pace.
He's got great speed. So Kenya will send it back to Ahuo to reset. So Sims will send it deep downfield.
Solomon, huge ball. Unfortunate pass by Bernard, but small implication. Mountaineers are back onto it. And with Condors with the ball right now, you do see some miscommunication,
Yeah, it seemed like a little mishap on that pass.
but some miscommunication between the Mountaineers as well. But with center back Effie, huge force, definitely clearing some of the offensive pressure.
Nice header by Blake to clear it. Tavares looking to make a move. Sims will send it down.
Great switch by Sims, but sadly interrupted by the Condors. And after things getting a little too aggressive, the ref did put this to a stop.
Sims looking for the header. Just a little too much contact on the back of the offensive player there.
Early in the match, both teams are playing with a lot of energy, but I would definitely say that the Condors are trying to hold a lot of possession and keep the Mountaineers out of their goal zone.
Yeah, Condors have had some great control so far. They've controlled the possession so far in this first half. It seems like the defense has been very strong also.
Easy save for Stanky. Good old Ollie. Interception by Condors, planning to make an offensive attack.
Looking to spread out wide, get their men set up.
But Garen Blake right there put some defensive pressure onto the team.
Condors taking it slow here.
Right there,
Nice few moves there by Amorim.
but Garen Blake right there just to put an end to it. And great team pressure with Carey being right there to support Blake.
There's number 13 to Tanjin.
Huge cross by the Condors, but Blake is there to put an end to it.
Seemed like Blake was trying to shield the offensive player and let the ball go out from the cross, but it seemed like he accidentally made a little contact, so Condors will have a corner coming.
A goal from this corner could be a huge game changer and definitely set Mohawk back on team morale.
The kick is up. Headed away by Ahuo.
Huge pressure by the Mountaineers, but the Condors do not seem bothered. Sims with a great header. Carey with great use of skill. Sims back up the ball.
We'll send it to Barnard on the sideline.
Barnard with a cross in. Sadly intercepted by some Condors, but the Mountaineers are on the prowl and ready to attack. Sims on the
Great
prowl.
slide tackle.
Ball moving, and this could be it. And no. But it
So
will
great
be
play there by Sims with a great slide tackle. Ends up trying to make a rush by himself. Defense was there to take him in, but Mountaineers still have possession.
Great show of skill by Blake with the ball. Also great show by Ahoa. And smart use of their keeper to reset.
Kenya looking to make a move through the middle. Seemed like he did have Barnard up the left sideline, but
wasn't able to make the pass.
and Steinke's pass intended for Blake. So great positioning, just a little too much power on it, and it'll bounce out. So some suffocating defense in the midfield by the Mountaineers here.
But definitely great team composure from the Mountaineers. And if the Condors applying some pressure, the Mountaineers are trying to look for a goal. Huge kick from Ian Curry.
Barnard will try and dump it in. Condors maintain possession in their own end. Seems like the ref will have a little talking to with the Condors player. After the ball was called out, he did kick it away.
It seems that there could be some disgruntled of the ref and the Condors players.
That's number 8, Curtis Amorim.
But Garen Blake with a throw in to Ian. Great control, and composure.
So I think after that play, you might want to keep an eye on Amorim. After his little exchange with the ref, he had wanted absolutely nothing to do with that referee. So I'd assume that he better keep his mouth closed near that referee for the rest of the game.
And
nice clearance there by Blake. Did get sent out through the baseline, so it will be a corner kick coming.
huge corner from the Condors. We'll see what it produces.
Kicks in the air.
And great save from Ollie.
Nice little punch right there by the keeper. So Blake will throw it back to Kenya.
Great head and composure.
Ball is tipped out, and Mountaineers looking to keep their pace here.
Mountaineers definitely don't want to lose momentum at these dire moments in the first half.
Yeah, after the early goal, it seems like the Mountaineers have actually it's been a very even game between these highly separated teams in the standings. I'm not sure if Mohawk has upped their level of play or if the Condors are taking it too lightly right now. But it is interesting to see how after that early mishap, the Mountaineers have kept it very close.
You could definitely say with the way that Mountaineers are playing that they really want to generate a goal, and they have all the means to do so. It's just simply putting it at the back of the net. Hopefully time shall tell if they'll be able to perform such a thing.
Ball past the defense.
Very, very close attempt by the Condors, but ball did go a little bit to the right and wide.
So that ball trickled through the defensive line and past Kenya, and that was Amorim, who had a nice little strike, but
Squandered.
it did have Steinke beat as he was pulled out. But I'd say just maybe 5 or 6 inches away from hitting that right post and going in. So seemed like the Mountaineers dodged a bullet on that play.
I would definitely agree with that. The Mountaineers would need to step up their game, and with the Condors putting this much pressure at this time of the match, hopefully it does not show the outcome of the rest of the match.
Condors will send it back to their defense, avoiding the heavy pressure by the strikers from the Mountaineers. It seems like they're trying to get in a battle with every player. And with how they've been playing right now, they might win them. Nice attempt to keep the ball in bounds by Barnard, but Condors will throw in front of the Mountaineers bench.
Seems that Condors are still sticking to their game plan of keeping possession and not attacking when necessary. It seems that the through ball is definitely something they want to put into effect for this match to generate goals.
It almost worked a few plays ago, but it seems like their goalkeeper, Jovicic, has been sending some very good balls downfield.
And just like that, the Mountaineers are able to put a stop to that offensive attack. Ball is intercepted by the Condors from the pass from Bernard.
Great slide tackle by DeAnthony Sims.
Anthony Sims, most
Towing
times
the line.
Anthony Sims most times viewed as a striker, but right now playing on the defensive side. It seems that Mohawk definitely decided to put some new game strategy and switch a few player positions around. Hopefully it will be fruitful.
Sims has a very good composure with the ball. He's got some great moves and some great speed. So I guess tossing in the back line, they're going to test out to see if he can use his speed to beat out the opposing strikers. So after an offsides, the Mountaineers will keep the ball. Sims surveying for any receiver.
Huge pressure right now, but great composure kept by the Mountaineers. Sadly, it was intercepted by the Condors.
They did send a little double team there on the ball. Ball did get out, but there was no intended receiver nearby.
It does seem that the Condors right now are doing a huge job on keeping possession.
Yeah, we're nearing the 30th minute in this first half. And Condors have had possession for most of the game. In the small time the Mountaineers have had the ball, they have generated some nice opportunities. Not necessarily any good shots on net other than the one from Tavares, but
And great save by Steinke.
nothing too hard to handle for him.
Superb keeper, and we'll see if Blake is able to make the run. Ball did not go in his direction, and Mountaineers will retain possession.
Ball will trickle back to Steinke. Still taking it slow here on their own end. Trying to generate a perfect opportunity. Once again, back to Steinke.
And great pressure by Sabatino.
Stojanovic will circle back. Condors push is broken up by Tavares.
And now
They
we
will
have Hamza
send
Salmon. Great body position. Hopefully able to do an offensive attack.
Seems like the Mountaineers are using their physicality right now. Tavares with a little body to position himself, and Salmon with a nice little hard but legal hit. And that ball will be sent high and bounce into about the second row of the crowd.
It will be a goal kick from the Condors. Huge pressure from the Mountaineers, though.
A little physicality between the two heavyweights on the field. Both big bodies. One of them is a defender and a huo for the Mountaineers, and Stojanovic, the striker for the Condors.
And
Ball appeared to be off carry there.
seems that the Condors are really huge on just maintaining possession. Don't want to give too much opportunity to these Mountaineers that are hungry for a goal.
Amorin with a low cross attempt that was cleared out. This will be a deep throw in here. Lesic. Nowhere to go for Lesic, so he'll send it back to his defender. Long ball.
Long ball, but it was ruled offside.
I was going to say, it looked like he was wide open on that play. And offside is called for good measure.
These Conestoga Condors definitely seem like they are trying to only handpick a few opportunities while keeping possession, really trying to make sure the Mountaineers have the ball to as least
They've
as
controlled.
possible.
They have controlled it a lot, but they're not getting too antsy and just trying to get anything they can. With the team that they have and the great passing ability that these players possess, they know when to get the perfect opportunity, and that's what they've been trying to do here.
Great clearance by Sims.
Amorim will send it across.
Nothing hard for Oliver Steinke.
So Sabatino up the middle.
This could be the opportunity that the Mountaineers have been looking for, but it could be that ball was just a little too far out. Sabatino tried his best for the ball, but sadly it was too late.
It was a great effort there, attempting to get to the ball. I'm assuming the ref is talking to him about his little push on the baseline. Ball seemed to already be out when he made contact with the defender. Blake to throw in.
Huge storm by Garen Blake to Ian Carey. Hopefully is able to bear some fruit. Huge ball by the Condors. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on it. And no, they are not, with the ball heading out of bounds. Mohawk ball.
So number 11, Noah Williams on the Condors. Seems like a very fast player, but just not able to catch up to that ball.
Definitely seems like he's been quite the target man for the team. We'll see if the second half will have any difference to that.
So Amorim in right now. A little dribble move attempt, but Blake pokes it out. So Amorim to take a corner here for the Condors. Condors prepping for the kick. Cross is up, but Steinke able to retrieve it in the air before any contact.
Huge kick by Steinke. Definitely trying to get Sabatino down the line.
Great shielding by Williams on that kick, allowing Sabatino to stay behind him and not make any contact with the ball. Jovicic will send a nice soft pass. Stojanovic.
Great show of skill from the Condors and holding possession. Let's see if they're able to capitalize on their game plan. Great show of skill from D'Anthony Sims. Hopefully it was to bear fruit with his pass going to Ian Carey. Being able to trick a few defenders.
Seems there's a bit
Great
of
outsword pass to Garen Blake. But with the huge pressure created by the Condors, he was not able to retain possession. It seems that things could be getting a little bit physical between the Mountaineers and the Condors, but the Condors do seem to be holding possession and possibly trying to toy around with the Mountaineers in a phrase called parking the bus. Clean call is shown by the ref, and this could be the opportunity that the Mountaineers need to put one at the back of the net. But possession was again retained by the Condors.
So Williams in here on the left side. Just going to circle back.
Again, with the Conestoga Condors, they're really big on keeping possession and control of the game. They definitely don't want to give Mohawk the opportunity to make a game changer, but Garen Blake definitely has another thing in mind.
Yeah, the Condors
Great
are
ball
very...
from Ian to Aaron Blake. This could be the opportunity needed, but no, the keeper was involved for Conestoga.
It was a very...
But Luke Sabantino could be. Oh, but sadly, Mohawk has just not been able to put one shot on the net yet.
As you mentioned earlier, the Condors... Break coming in.
Oh, and
Great play by Oliver Steinke.
great play by Oliver Steinke. This is just one of those keepers that really know how the offensive mind works and knows when to attack the offensive player approaching.
Yeah, so as mentioned earlier, the Condors do keep possession of the ball a lot, but they're not very antsy on trying to get a lot of shots on goal. They're looking for quality shots over quantity of shots. They're a very smart team.
I will say their game plan is quite smart, especially for how the game is playing out right now. They don't seem to be tiring out their players too much, while the Mountaineers are hopefully keeping their composure on the field. Huge communication is being shown between the Mountaineer players as of right now and throughout the whole game, actually. Hopefully that it will bear some goals for them.
Yeah, I will say I am impressed right now for a team who is 1-4 on the season. They have stepped up their play against one of the top teams in their conference.
And with a good little bit of Tika Taka, the Mountaineers are looking to put one in the net for their home field. And great energy boost from the crowd. This could be what the Mountaineers need to put one home.
On a cold night like tonight, the crowd isn't too big, but they are very energetic.
And handball from the Conestoga Condors. It shall be Mohawk ball. And good switch from Epi to Anthony Sims.
Tavares with a nice little move towards midfield.
Great chemistry is seen from Ian and Garen Blake, where I would say that their passes definitely tend to meet one another often. Ref did have to do a small talking to Garen Blake, but it does seem that everything is A-okay. Very gutsy call from the referee. Fans definitely do not seem pleased.
Few boos raining from the crowd.
Great defensive pressure from the Mountaineers. Really hope to generate one and put one in the net. Hopefully they're able to give to Hamza's golden foot, who was able to put one in the net last game. We are looking for him to do it again.
So crowd is getting very into it, especially on the calls from the referees.
compared to the female game earlier, I would definitely say that the crowd is a lot more engaging. Oh, good attempt on the bicycle kick from Nicholas Tavares, but sadly wasn't able to connect.
And that ball will sail high and wide over the net.
And with that ball sailing high and wide, it will be Conestoga's ball. Conestoga not letting opportunities change their game plan on keeping possession, really just being on the attack only when needed.
2 minutes of regulation time remain in the first half. 2 minutes of time remaining.
So nearing the end of this first half, we're in the 43rd minute right now. So there's an offside call on Stojanovic. With about less than 2 minutes to play in this first half, Mohawk is looking to keep the score at 1-0. They don't want to allow another chippy goal to send them down 2-0 going into halftime.
And with a huge free kick, D'Anthony Sims does seem like he's the one to take it. And just sharing some game plans with Nicholas Tavares.
So hopefully with the way the Mountaineers have played in this first half, they can go into the second half with a great, I'd say, hopefully change in game plan or any improvements in the locker room at halftime. Because so far, without that one mishap, it's been a great game for this team.
And with Hamza Salma with the ball, let's hope that he's able to put one in the net. Great control by Ian Curry. Really looking out for some players, but immense pressure from the Condors with the through pass. Great defensive rush from Epio Ahoya.
So one thing I do think the Mountaineers will talk about at halftime is their offensive choices. They have had some decent opportunities, but they have also sent some reckless shots on net just in an attempt to get anything near. So maybe they'll change it up, look to do what the Condors are doing, get some quality shots over quantity.
And nothing new to Oliver Steinke. Simply just a great save. Very simple for him. Just another day. Just another walk in the backyard. Huge kick also. Maybe this is the opportunity that the team needs with Hamza showing a lot of skill.
Seemed like a little bit of physicality there from the
It does
defense.
seem that Bernard was looking for an option and found Sims.
Williams clears away the ball from any opportunity for the Mountaineers. And I think there was about a minute of stoppage time given. So probably nearing one of the last plays of the first half here. Mountaineers making a push.
And with
Tavares seemed to get a little bit of pressure there. Seemed like a little bit of a retaliation push earlier. And he's given a yellow card right there for a little bit too hard of a slide tackle. Doesn't seem too pleased with the call, but you could tell as he was battling for that ball. A little bit of arm reaching out and a bit of jersey pulling. An attempt of retaliation when the ball came out. He kind of went a little too hard there. Let his tempers take control of him. With that ball going out, that'll end the first half here at Tim Hortons Field. So after 45 minutes of play, the Conestoga Condors lead 1-0 after a very, very early goal.
Possession right now, trying to get back into the groove. Mountaineers trying to apply a lot of pressure.
So I'd like to welcome all viewers back to Tim Hortons Field. We have a matchup between the Mohawk Mountaineers and the Conestoga Condors. I'm Connor LaHaye.
I'm Mikasio Suzuha.
So after a grueling 45 minutes of play between these two teams, after a very early goal by Conestoga, Mohawk has kept their own and kept it a very close game. So excited to see how this second half will play out for these two teams.
Right now, it definitely seems that both teams are applying a lot of pressure, trying to get back into the groove. We'll see who gets the foot and step on the other. Great pass to Sabantino. We really have Sabantino showing his physicality. And we do see that the Condors are doing a lot of pressure to the Mountaineers. But with Steinke with that huge kick, sending it out of defensive ends. And with Condors moving the ball forward, they are going to try to commit this through pass. But D'Anthony Sims, just right there to stop the play. Sabantino being quite skillful. Ball going out of bounds, Mountaineers ball. And with Bernard with a throw in, he is trying to find another player. Hopefully they're able to connect. And D'Anthony Sims showing some skill, definitely pushing the ball forward, giving his team an offensive attack. Huge foul committed from the Condors. And a yellow card will be given out.
So that was Plisztowski coming up the right side. Got past the defender, who didn't take that lightly.
Get it tight on the corner.
A free kick from Sabantino.
Floated up.
Nicholas Tavares. But skillful, but does seem to get tripped up by the Condors. Shall be Mountaineers ball. And
So-
hopefully it does create some momentum change.
After back-to-back fouls there, Condors players seem a little bit angry with each other. There were some choice words to it from one teammate to another, trying to fire his team up and get their heads back in the game. So Tavares with an okay position here on a free kick. Seemed a little too powerful on that kick. Sent it past the net. Some pretty good opportunities so far in the second half for the Mountaineers. If they can come out of this game with a tie, that'll be a very, very good outcome. For the Condors, anything less than a win would be demoralizing. For a team that is 4-0-1 on the season, coming in and tying or losing to a team in the bottom of their standings would not help out the team.
This game could definitely be one of those type of games where the underdog does win, and that would put a huge change onto the standings with the playoffs just around the corner.
Although a win wouldn't affect the Mountaineers' position too much, a loss or a tie could very, very hurt the Condors.
Great grit shown by the Mountaineers. Mountaineers ball. And we'll have Bernard with another throw-in. And now we have Garen Blake with a huge opportunity. And this could be it, but he was tripped up.
Seemed to be a clean tackle there by Jovicic, but he is hurt. He seems to be stung up right now.
It does seem that the Condors keeper is injured. And with time being paused, the medical team will be checking up on this keeper. But a huge play right there by Conestoga's goalkeeper to Garen Blake's truly superb attempt on net.
So Jovicic is down right now, but after the play, he did get up, and it seemed to be he was hopping on one leg, and then decided to finally get down, take the pressure off of his leg. So it's looking like his left leg had the impact on Garen Blake.
Right now, the Mohawk Mountaineers are in dire need for a goal. Hopefully, they will be able to capitalize after this small transition. Without a win tonight, the Mountaineers, with their playoff aspirations, could be coming to an end. Huge through ball by the Condors, but Blake right in the backfield just to put an end to it. Mountaineers definitely seem to have the crowd's advantage. Hopefully, it's enough to put one in the back of the net.
So some extra contact there by the defender. Sims to take the free kick here.
It seems that right now the only problem with the Mountaineers is that they're not getting enough opportunities on net. And with the game coming closer and closer to an end, that's definitely going to get more and more critical over time.
They have had some good opportunities with the ball passing, but they just haven't seemed to generate any good shots.
And you could definitely hear some trash talk occurring on the field right now. And it seems that Sabantino does get a yellow card from the referee.
That was just very unneeded right there. While the referee was talking to the player, just very errant decision to say some choice words from Sabatino, getting himself a yellow card there. In a game where you're down and you have some good opportunities right now in this half, it's the last thing you want to do.
But with this free kick coming up right now, this could be the opportunity that the Mountaineers need to put an end to this Conestoga team.
Kick is up and very high over the net. It had the power, but accuracy was a little off. So now Sabatino has to be careful for the rest of this game. After that yellow card, he's going to have to play a little less physical, because any extra contact could award him a second yellow, which does result in a red card.
And with the Mountaineers bench not being too deep compared to other teams, they definitely could not afford to convert a yellow card to unread. Great defense by Garen Blake. Definitely shows a lot of heart and grit for his team.
Although he doesn't have the size, he makes up for it with the physicality.
Would definitely say that he's a possible OCAA All-Star in the near future. It seems that the Mountaineers are committing a lot of pressure, but just like we said all game, these Condors definitely know their game plan and don't want to shoot at any time. They want to really pick and choose when these opportunities come and minimize Mohawk with the ball. And with these two giants going at it, it was Epi that's down, but he's back in the game. He's up. Huge catch by Steinke. Great skill shown by Ian Curry. Lovely pass, but it was intercepted by the Condors. Hopefully some pressure right now would be able to put Mohawk in a better position, team morale, and score. Easy scoop up from Steinke, passing it out to Kania. Ball to DeAnthony Sims. We'll see what he does with it. Hopefully it does bear fruit. Great ball from Oliver Steinke.
From one keeper to another.
And with a lot of tiki-taka, we do see the Condors playing with the Mountaineers and holding possession, but the Mountaineers are showing a lot of grit and grind, and this could be the opportunity that they need. And with Garen Blake setting the tempo right now, Ian Curry. Hopefully, Savantino is able to make it, but he is not. And it is Condors ball.
Looks like we have a couple substitutions coming in for the Mountaineers here. That's Spencer Kilmurray and Nick Tavares coming out. And 2 substitutions coming in. We have Hamza Salman coming back in. And Keon Smith.
Mohawk subs number 9, Hamza Salman, and number 14, Spencer
Keon Smith hoping to add a lot of new flavor to the team right now, being a hot sub. Hopefully, he's able to get a lot of good looks and generate a goal and boost team morale.
He's been a great midfielder and defender for these Mountaineers this season. So hopefully putting him in now in the 70th minute here. Sorry, 60th minute here. Hopefully that warm body off the bench with some great defense can really help this team.
And great clearance by Aaron Blake. Truly defining odds that it's hard to oversize.
Corner is up and very short. And that was probably the last thing the Mountaineers wanted here. With a few players out and being able to run the break with most of the Condors players in front of the net. Some unwanted contact by the 2 players leads to a free kick for the Condors. The kick comes up after one header past Steinke. I'm not sure which player it was, but he dove and tapped it in just to make sure. So that's 2-0 Condors now.
Unfortunate event for these Mountaineers with their heads down, but hopefully there is a lot of time left. Things can change for these Mohawk Mountaineers. Only time shall tell.
So like I said, that penalty earlier came back to bite them. And a play where it seemed like they could have made a great rush with some of the Condors players still back from the corner kick.
And definitely could have possibly generated a goal even on that offensive rush right there.
They had the numbers, but just a really bad penalty right there for the Mountaineers leads to a really good opportunity where the Condors end up scoring.
But Hamza right now could have the opportunity to change that and make this game a little closer than it is. Great.
Some great moves here.
Very skillful from Hamza Salman.
Little misplay there from Keon Smith.
Ball is a little too far out for Bernard, as it is Condor's ball.
Goal for Conestoga, scored by number 10, Daniel Aguilera, assisted by number 20, Wando Silver.
So the goal for the Condors was scored by number 10, Daniel Aguilera.
ball going out of play. There was a small delay, but things will be going right back into play with the Condors throwing.
So the much bigger Stojanovic against the Mountaineers Barnard just seemed to push him a little too hard there.
Quite the size difference. Ref did make a great call right there.
So Sims to kick.
And huge kick from Sims. Hopefully it does bear fruit. Keon Smith with the defensive rush, assisted, followed by Ian. And
Great slide tackle right there by Epiphany Ahuo. While Alex Amaral was coming down on a one-man rush, Ahuo came in with a beautiful slide tackle.
superb slide. Truly a game changer right there. That could have been another goal. But any 1v1 with a keeper like Steinke is never an easy one. Things are seeming to get a little chippy between some of the players.
You can tell Condors player looking for contact there. Aguilera may have had a little bit of an exaggeration and a flop there, trying to draw the penalty. The ref was having none of it.
Over time, the physicality of both teams has definitely gotten higher and higher. But with these two gladiators at it, we'll see who makes it out alive.
So Condors just cycling back through their defense.
Huge pressure from the Mountaineers, but it does not seem to be slowing down the Condors. Questionable call from the referee. It could have been an advantage, but the ref has decided to give a yellow card, and hopefully it will not escalate to another.
It seemed like the two heavyweights just went body on body. He did make a play for the ball, but the referee saw it as too much contact and gave him a yellow. The rest of the team and bench didn't seem too happy about it, but Ahuo lucky to avoid a second yellow card there. So like we mentioned earlier, things do get chippier as the game goes on.
And great snatch up by Steinke.
After about 70 minutes of play, you don't think these players are being very friendly with each other. And just like that, yellow card given to Stojanovic. Steinke had the ball corralled, and Stojanovic got up in his face. Didn't give him the space he was awarded in the box, resulting in a yellow.
And it definitely seems that this game could be bearing a few red cards and possibly.
There have been, I think, at least 3 or 4 yellow cards given out already. So keep an eye out on any of those players. Don't want them getting another yellow card. But just like that was just unneeded by Stojanovic.
Very unneeded, especially with them being on top of the
Yeah, with your team
scoreboard right now.
with your team up 2-0, you don't want to make any stupid mistakes. So just being a pest and getting in the keeper's face.
Is
Just
very unneeded.
for someone earlier in the game too who was mad at his teammate for getting a yellow card and telling him to get his head back in the game. Something like that just seems a little hypocritical.
Great pressure shown by the Mountaineers as of right now.
Williams with it in the corner.
Huge block right there.
Great defensive play by all defenders there for the Mountaineers. It was Keon Smith that slid to kick it out. But there was a great block on the previous shot.
It does seem that the Mountaineers have a lot of grit and grind left in the system, but will it be enough to produce a few goals?
They're still performing at a pretty high level after 70 minutes of play in this colder temperature here in Tim Hortons Field. Let's see if they have enough in the tank to at least muscle out one goal.
Huge free kick. Similar to the women's match earlier, it seems that temperature is a lot more effective in this match than in theirs, with there being no sun at all.
As the women's game started, there was a little bit of sun out. Half the field had a bit of some shine to it. But as the game got further and the time went later, temperatures dropped and the wind is a big factor right now.
And this could be the run that is needed, but
Seems like Sabatino was offside there.
just by hair.
About a half step ahead of the last defender.
And as usual, it seems that the Condors are just trying to keep possession and really hold the Mountaineers back right now and keep
Yeah.
them out of their end
Oh,
zone.
for sure. In the 74th minute here, you got about 16 minutes to play.
But with this play, this could be the one. Oh, no. But with Ian Curry definitely seen a lot of options to Garen Blake right now. This could be it. This could be what the Mountaineers need. Great cross.
Was deflected, though. It seemed like it was deflected by a player. I'm not sure if it was a Mountaineers player.
But it does seem that it shall be Conestoga ball.
So substitution here. It seems like Sabatino will be coming out and Tavares will be subbing back in. But as I mentioned earlier, with about 16 minutes to play, the Condors are going to play passive, especially up 2 goals. They know that 1 goal it won't change the game as much.
100%.
It'll make it. They can readjust after if it gets to 2-1. But right now they're going to play very passive. There's no point in letting the Mountaineers get any opportunities here.
I would definitely suggest that like a possibility that the Mountaineers should think about is a formation switch to give a lot more offensive opportunities and just available looks. But, you know, with more of an offensive look, then you do risk the defensive comeback.
Williams in here. Nice little tackle by Kanya. Gets the pat on the back from Steinke.
But it does seem that Williams did do a little push to a Mountaineers player early on, and the ref did not call anything. Advantage was given.
Seems like the fans weren't too happy about the non-call. But referees have been blowing their whistle here today, so a little surprising that nothing was called there.
Huge corner.
header attempt was blocked away by Steinke. Made a little contact with the player.
Oh, and a lot of physicality with the Mountaineers and Condors. Looks like some players could be kind of get a little chirpy. But Garen Blake is not a man to stand down.
It's great composure by Blake there.
Great composure, especially being interrupted by like 4 players.
With the Condors just coming at him, trying to bait him into a card, Blake stood his ground and just let them do their thing. Referee came over and pulled the Condors players back, but
Blake definitely has something else in mind, and I would say that from the look of his eyes, it's just pure determination, and he's just only focused on winning the game.
so I'm assuming Blake must have said something because the referee just came by, gave him a yellow card. So he's got to be careful too now.
The Mountaineers do have a few yellow cards in the back of their pocket. They might have to play a more relaxed game, but they can't afford to actually. Therefore, it'll be quite interesting on how they plan on turning this around. Well, a great save by Steinke. And
What a
that's-
snag to pull it down from the top of the crossbar.
And this could be what the Mountaineers need. Great pass for
Just
unlucky.
a little too hard from Blake looking for Barnard there.
Quite unlucky.
Oh, my apologies to Plistowski.
Hopefully next time the Mountaineers will be able to connect that one last pass to really put one in the back of the net and give their fans some hope.
Yeah, with about 10 minutes to play here, it doesn't seem like a win is an opportunity for the Mountaineers. But if they could get one goal here, maybe an opportunity to tie. And hopefully give the fans something to cheer about.
And with a lot of pressure right now from the Mountaineers to the Condors, hopefully the Mountaineers are able to produce a goal. Today we've seen the women's team come back from a deficit. Hopefully the Mills can do the same thing.
You strike off the post.
Off the post. And sometimes they do say the post is a keeper's best friend.
And in that position, absolutely. A beautifully placed strike by Marko Lesic. But had Steinke beat, just not the post.
17, Mohamed Alcino, number 12, Garrett Graham,
A beautiful for Lesic.
But from the looks of Steinke's face, he does not seem phased. I'm confident that he knows what correction that had to be made and did it.
And some shots like that with the positioning, especially coming from that side of the field, it seems like there's not many times that you can save a beautiful strike like that. So Steinke.
Oh,
must
things
be
are getting very chirpy on the field with a player throwing Garen Blake on the floor. I assume it's due to the contact from earlier, but that is unacceptable.
surprised that was only a yellow card there.
But it does seem that things are getting quite chirpy on the field with these players. Hopefully no red cards are given out.
You can tell these players are not friends on the field. I'll tell you that.
Not friends at all.
So another yellow card given here. We're nearing the 80th minute. So hopefully in these last 10 minutes, teams can keep their composure and not have anyone get a red card, because when you do get a red card,
And
it
it
is
seems
a
that
suspension for one game.
it does seem that the Conestoga Condors were not happy with that block from Garen Blake. I believe some thought that it could be a handball, but the ref did not see it.
Bench and the fans for Conestoga's side did not seem happy about the call at all. saying it hit the bottom part of his elbow. But I'm guessing the referee did not see it or saw it as a fair play.
Great show of skill from Keon Smith. Gets tripped up with a lot of Condors players and a yellow given as well. An injury could be on the field right now.
So a lot of physicality between Smith and the defender on that play. And I'm assuming that Smith didn't like it, so he retaliated with a tackle to the, seemed like the ankle of the Condor player, which obviously resulted in a yellow. So many, many yellow cards given here today. And that's number 10, Daniel Aguilera, who is being helped off the field by his trainer. So obviously, although these teams are not friendly, that's just something you don't want to see. So best wishes to Aguilera.
I believe it was possibly Aguilera who scored a goal earlier.
Yes. He was the one who scored the second goal, the header.
So with him being off the field, this could be a huge game change on both sides. One possibly being able to take advantage of the situation, and with another losing a key member of their squad.
But right now, about 8 minutes left in this game. If you are the Condors, being a team in the top of the leaderboard, having multiple players with yellow cards right now, the last thing you want to do is stay chippy and get another yellow card, leading to a red and a one-game suspension. You don't want to lose any of your top players while you're in the top of the leaderboard in a hot playoff race.
The Mountaineers still looking alive, trying to set another goal in motion, but hopefully things can connect before time runs out.
So substitution made for the Condors.
Huge pressure from the Condors.
Steinke will float it downfield. Pustowski will try to send a through.
To Garen Blake, which the ball was slide tackled by the Condors.
It seems like they're giving the ball to Conestoga here.
Which I'm quite confused by.
I'm assuming the slide tackle by the defender did make contact with Blake.
But possibly not the ball. And with Hamza Salman applying huge pressure onto the field, hopefully a goal can be created. But with Condors in the attacking zone, they are trying to put another one in the net.
And you can tell here, with about 6 minutes to play in regular time, the Condors are trying to slow it down and just keep possession of the ball, try and waste as much time as they can, make sure that the Mountaineers don't get any opportunities. Whistle is blown, and another yellow card given here to the Condors.
These refs are not joking at all. They are not pulling up with any foolery today.
And that is number 2, Hunter Brouillard, who was given the yellow. I'm not sure what happened. Probably some more contact that was very unneeded. But seems like the second half has had a lot of yellow cards. Maybe more yellow cards than shot attempts so far.
Great offensive rush from Keon Smith to Hamza Salman. Hopefully the team is able to capitalize on these playmakers' moves. Condors with the rush. Looking to put another one in the net. Huge cross. But stopped by DeAnthony Sims. Great defensive pressure from Epi and Keon Smith.
The cross was there, and the header was missed by Lesage.
And that shot simply went all the way to France.
And that was number 7, Alex Amaral, who had the space for the shot. Just seemed to tee it up way too hard.
Got a little too excited and possibly lost some composure. Shot was squandered. But Mountaineers back with the ball, hopefully able to do some last-minute rushes to put something on the scoreboard.
What a
great
save!
save. Great save by Steinke.
Steinke with a beautiful save with his feet. Normally, you don't see that too often, diving and kicking back with his feet and being able to jump on the ball before Brouillard was able to tap it in.
The team record might not show it, but Steinke is most definitely one of the most elite goalkeepers in the OCAA.
So penalty there.
Huge foul committed.
Surprised there was no yellow card on that play.
But it shall be Mountaineers' ball. Hopefully they're able to capitalize on this free kick.
So Tavares to take the free kick. In a pretty good spot. So I'm not sure if he's directing his players to aim for a cross or if he is going to try and take this strike here. The low free kick off the defender's back, but it will roll out. So the Mountaineers are awarded a corner kick, which may be more beneficial.
From today's history, corner kicks have been known to be crucial in these type of times in games.
Floated up. Seemed like Jovicic was able to get his palm on it and kind of just slap it out.
But huge clearance by the Condors.
That was a very good placed corner as Epiphany Ahuo, one of the tallest players on the team, was placed almost perfectly at his head level.
But great ball sent out by Garen Blake, who stayed in the defensive end largely today with making only a few offensive runs.
Yeah, normally his offensive plays are rushes up the sideline, just showcasing his speed and trying to get past the defenders. But other than that, he's normally manning the defensive line.
Great use of skill by DeAnthony Sims. This could be the opportunity
down
needed
to
by
Salman.
Hamza, and it is sadly over the net.
He had the opportunity, but with Jovicic charging, he had to get it off quick. It was pretty high, but on the way down, it looked like it could have sneaked in that top corner. That may have been the best opportunity the Mountaineers have had this game.
That could be the Mountaineers' last opportunity that they have this game. Hopefully that they're able to generate another chance, but with time winding down, the clock shall be stopping soon.
So, nearing the last few seconds of regular time, referee will give some stoppage time, just unsure how long.
And with the ball going out of bounds, it shall be Conestoga Condors' ball.
3 minutes of extra time.
So 3 minutes of added time will be awarded.
Huge push from the Condors from number 16 to 25, but it does seem the ref did not catch it. While missing the net.
So incoming corner kick here in the 91st minute of this game. That's Alex Amaral to take it.
This corner kick could be one of the last offensive drives for both teams.
So 2 shot attempts already on this play. The third will go wide. Barnard able to get Steinke the ball pretty quick. And Steinke's kick, attempting to be quick and send his team up the field, just a little off the mark. So right here, if you're Conestoga, doing exactly what they're doing, you want to stay in the opposing team's end. Just kind of pass the ball around, waste some time, make sure that there's no opportunities in your end.
But even say this whole play that number 17 was behind all Mohawk players, and they
that
did
was
not
a
seem quite
beautiful attempt by Al Celo. And the goal was scored right there
This goal was scored possibly at the last even
by
seconds
Alex
of the play.
Tutanjan.
I will say it's quite questionable on how long this extra time did go on, but this goal did occur. And the score shall be 3-0.
So it was quite noticeable in these past few minutes that the Mountaineers didn't have much gas left in the tank. In these past few minutes, the Condors have been putting on an offensive clinic, just toying with the defenders and getting multiple shot attempts.
Scored by number 13, Alex Tutanjan.
But right now, the Mountaineers do seem a good energy boost, and maybe they really want to strive and put one in the back of the net, trying their hardest.
So that'll end the game here. 3 whistles are blown. The Condors will take it 3-0. In a game where the Mountaineers seem to be in it for, I'd say, at least 80 minutes. They had it very even. The last maybe 5-10 minutes of the game seemed like all of their energy had run out. Not sure if it was due to the weather or just battling for a good 90 minutes, but
I would
they seemed like the defenders left Steinke, they left him to hung for dead.
I would definitely say that the Mountaineers tried their best, but it wasn't enough with the Condors using a lot of strategy where they didn't have to apply so much pressure throughout the whole match, and that could have been the game where, hey, so one team has a lot more energy than the other, and I think that could have been the outcome of today.
So after 93 minutes of play here, the Conestoga Condors